Unified welcomes you to the following presentation of the Midwest Esports Conference. Here at the MEC, we partner with schools all over the Midwest to create premier gaming experiences.
The most common angles that the operator plays. This is like second to only B long. Fight is likely having a leg shot, but they're too slow. Hariri lands a perfect headshot.
Laying in the damage zone to them on out. Going into A4, look at Sake. Laying in the middle.
Sake?
Laying in the damage. Going in revenge for their honey.
No way!
Sake Wabe! Get the quadra kill!
That was
So,
great.
that sounds fun, so I'll give it a chance. And then we ended up playing in high school the next 2 years together. We've been playing ever since. So he kind of taught me the game. We've been playing on a team since then, and then now we're in college, so we can't play together anymore.
We do love all the players, even the ones we shit talk. We love you all. We love you all.
Body
So-
Pluto looking for the plank. Trickster waiting, maybe looking for the steal. Pluto has his engage. The scatter of the weak comes through. Watch Levi though. Levi hasn't been touched just yet, but the damage is coming through. The melt line gets melted. Jinkwall on a killing spree, and all of Ottawa goes down.
Why? Those don't go in. It goes off the sidebar.
Starting to come out. The flash is popped. The rolling thunder is utilized to perfection. And now it's all on Thiessen, but Thiessen just keeps on going.
Welcome to the MEC. Enjoy the show.
And welcome in, folks, for the MEC, the Midwest Esports Conference Rocket League regular season JT displays alongside, by the way, Tucker the caster there. Tucker, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. We are here on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon, and we got more Rocket League coming at you online this time. And JT, we got three, I believe, great matches ahead of us today.
We got some spicy ones for sure. You know, we've got coming up obviously after the LAN this past weekend here. That was a phenomenal series there. A lot of action that we got to cover each other together. That was fun. I'm excited for that. And now we get a little bit of rehash on that. The first one up is starting off with the tournament winners this past weekend in Deerfield, Illinois, excuse me. It is Cleveland State University, and they're going to be taking on a team that had a lot of challenges at the LAN. That is Simpson College.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Simpson College, both their record at the LAN as well as their record throughout the season. So far, they're coming off of that LAN. It was a disappointing showing. They're going up against the reigning champions of that LAN. So when it comes to momentum, you're not going to get a team that's hotter than Cleveland State University. And it's the top dogs facing the Omega underdogs. Of course, anything can happen. It's any given Wednesday. But at the same time, Cleveland State looks really good right now. When Simpson, they are struggling a lot.
Yeah, they Cleveland State was absolutely done. You know, they only dropped one game this weekend, and that was to Illinois College, who ended up coming in third place at that LAN, and that is kind of burning the lead there a little bit there because they are coming up later on our show as well. But that's way down the line here. They got to focus on who's directly in front of them, and that is the team that is still searching for their first win. They did not come across with a victory throughout the LAN, and in fact, in week one, they only had one game in that the first 2 days there. And they lost that game. It was a 3-0 sweep. So again, this is a team that is facing a lot of challenges here, but this is their first opportunity to right the ship. And if you're going to right the ship with your first opportunity, why not make it with the reigning champs, right?
For sure. And online, Cleveland State has not had their fair share of easy matches like they did on LAN. They steamrolled everyone on LAN, but I mean, look at their record. 1-1 online. That's not great. Miami and Ohio Northern both at 2-0. Illinois College as well as Cleveland State both at 1-1. So what happened between online and on LAN? That we might be able to find out today, as this might be a little bit closer than what the LAN standings might show. And speaking of the closest parts of the game, here are the rosters. And looking at the rosters, it does not seem like this should be a blowout, but if we played this on LAN, it was every single time.
Yeah, and again, Cleveland State, you're right, that 1-1 record there, they ran into Miami online, though they did take care of business against Miami on land, but again, they did drop a few games there, so this isn't a team that isn't infallible. They do have cracks underneath the surface there. You just have to dig sometimes to try to find them there, and that is going to be the case. That is going to be the job assigned to JK, Rusher King, SC Barkey, and Hawkeye for that SC team there. So Simpson College, they are up against a tall task with Super Katie, Carson, and Goose being loose. Although Goose wasn't loose this weekend, so maybe Goose is back in the lineup today.
I was about to point that out. Cipricate and Carson, we know they are like the 1-2 buckle my shoe punch of Cleveland State. You're not going to get a much better duo than Cipricate and Carson. Goose would be really fun to see, as we have not seen them since the LAN, and I just got word we are not seeing them tonight either. We have Sways yet again. So the dream team of the LAN is coming back, and JT, I know that Sways has been an incredible third man, but today the Goose has to get back in the cage. We don't get to see them once again.
Yeah, and you can have a golden Goose there, and it may just be a simple thing of the synergy with Cipricate and Carson seem to work well enough with Sways that maybe the Goose gets relegated to that bench position there. And that does happen with teams from time to time. You know, we've seen it in the RLCS even. So this isn't like it's an unprecedented event there. But certainly, you know, we wish, you know, we're always rooting for all these players as, you know, the rising tide lifts all boats. As we are now underway, game number 1 with Carson doing an air dribble and finally breaking down. It's Barkey trying to get that save, but Cipricate comes in there and smashes it home for the first goal of the game.
Wasting absolutely no time is Cipricate. Beautiful shot, catches the Simpson defense off guard. You are not getting that one out. CSU already up 1, only 9 seconds in, JT. That's crazy.
And that is a team that we know that Cleveland State can be. CSU has this thing where they do like to score early and often, and that they try to set the tone early. And it's an aspect that I admire in a team that's willing to set the tone early.
Driving down is Cipricate, gets it over everyone. Oh, a huge backboard shot. Nobody on Simpson is able to clear it out, but CSU not able to make advantage come from it. One more time, Carson drives it down, but there's simply no boost for CSU to make anything out of that play. Now Cleveland State have to fall back. They got a little bit of fumbling going on in their back line. It gives Simpson College a chance to regain their bearings. But yet again, this has been a game of uncaptured errors from these teams.
Yeah, and now we see a cross coming in here from JK Rusher King. No end product on it, though. That does tend to be an issue here for Simpson College, where they have good ideas, but the finishing product is lacking here. So hopefully that is something that they are able to communicate with each other and figure out here in this series. Because, again, still losing by a goal, though it's only a 1-goal lead here for CSU, and that's something that we've not seen from them very often. As a shot comes in, that goal lead is erased.
Erased immediately. Sways, jumps up, does not make connection with the ball, and all even Stevens yet again. And JT, this is what I was talking about, how when you look at these rosters on paper, this is not a one-sided affair. Cipricate, Sways, and Carson are 3 fantastic players, but Barkey, Hawkeye, and JK Rusher King are not very far behind them.
No, they're not, and that is, again, it's about the parity of online play there. You said it yourself. And I think, you know, you got to look at that tape, look at the film, as they say, get in the film room as a team and realize what mistakes you're making on LAN. I think they've had an opportunity to review themselves here between the LAN and this online matchup here. And I think they've seen ways that they can improve, because clearly they're showing that improvement right now.
They are. Up comes Sways, has a 50 onto Hawkeye, but I think Hawkeye gets the better of it. Cipricate needs to get there really quick, and barely they get demoed. Cleveland State will yet again have an opportunity. JK has to kick it out. Yeah, that they do. Cleared away down to the CSU side yet again, and the Vikings have to start all over. Simpson College now on the hunt.
Yeah, and I love that attacking play there. Finally cleared out. Now Sippergate's got an opportunity here with the pass in. Drop down there. Nobody home as Carson has to get it back out to midfield. Now it's popped up here. Looks like it might be Hawkeye that sent it up there, but finally Sways able to hold on to it here. 2 minutes and 12 seconds left to play here. And Tucker, there's still no telling who gets that next goal.
I'll be honest with you. Over these past minute or two, Simpson College has been the better team. They've been applying pressure a lot better. They've been taking the opportunities given to them a lot more than Cleveland State. Because, I mean, Cleveland State, they've had several shots at goal where it's off the backboard. All it takes is a double touch, and it is a complete whiff on the ball. So I really like what I'm seeing from Simpson College. Cleveland State is really awkward at the moment.
Yeah, but Cleveland State also has a lot of speed there. You see them getting to these balls a little bit faster than Simpson College right now. But Simpson's got some really good ideas offensively. Like I saw a few minutes back there, well, you were speaking, that they had a nice pass in there and then nobody was there at the finish. So again, that's something that they need to work on, is that final 30, as they say in soccer, being able to finish. And JK Rusher King says, here's your finish right here.
Long rally, and Cleveland State now are on the downfall. It's 2 in a row for Simpson College, and that goal right there ends up in a lead for SC, which I personally did not have on my bingo card.
Man, that was some epic caster cursing right there, right? Like, I'm just like saying, they can't finish! And JK Rusher King's like, I got your finish right here, pal. It's right on a plate.
On a plate and served up, ready to go. 1 minute down. 1 minute to go, rather. 4 minutes down. Cleveland State are still trailing. They've had their opportunities. We've been pointing this out time and time again. It has been a double tap away from a goal more times than you can count on one hand for Cleveland State in this game one. But the double touches have been really hard to get for this team.
They have been, but that's okay because, you know, those are things that you know are pretty low difficulty at this level plays there. I mean, double tap isn't low difficulty. It's, I'd say at this point in Rocket League's history, it's what, medium difficulty overall?
Around there.
Yeah, medium difficulty there. So it is something that, you know, I think I like that attempt. Keep using those there. But CSU, they've got 15 seconds. Can they find an equalizing goal? Is they're going to give up one? No, Reciprocate gets it there in time. But is there enough time for them to score one to bring it to overtime?
They need to keep this one up off of the wall. And one last touch on the ground. Barkey has a really nice denial. One more time. Hawkeye's going to spike it in. And Simpson College, scoring 2 unanswered, is going to secure game 1. Cleveland State starts off week 2 with a big L. Still over the half the series to go, though, so they're not out of it just yet. But something has to change now.
And, you know, it could just be that they were riding a really hot hand in the weekend land. And that's okay. That's fine. This is online. Things are a little bit different with that online. And, you know, that level of competition sometimes just levels you up, you know, after you, like, you're in a dungeon in D&D and you're just battling really hard, and then finally you come back, you've had a long rest and you're refreshed and you've leveled up, you've gained a level there. And I think that may have happened here with Simpson, so credits to them to taking a game off Cleveland State. But game 2 very rarely looks the same as game number 1, and we're underway there.
True, and like you were saying, Simpson College seems to be hardened by that land. Deerfield did them wonders, it seemed. In that game alone, they played faster than they played all weekend in Deerfield. So I really like what I'm seeing from Simpson College. And I mean, I'll be the first one to tell you, LAN can humble you really, really quick. It doesn't take long for Cleveland State to get back on the right foot, though. 30 seconds, and they catch the defense of Simpson College slipping.
Yeah, I think that was Hawkeye that ended up getting a little too high up on that defensive rotation there, and they punished him hard there. So good, you know, kudos to CSU getting back on the horse right after taking that first game loss. As we now see them looking for another one. Reciprocate, dangers there, but not to be as it gets cleared out here. Now Barkey on the ball for Simpson. looking to set it up here, but here comes Hawkeye with a drop in. Barky misses the shot, and Reciprocate's there to make the save from Hawkeye's shot.
Reciprocate. Oh, gets beat on it. Almost a goal for Simpson College. That could have been fantastic for them. Cleveland State able to bail themselves out, and Sways drags it down. Carson on the front line. They have a touch, and they have a second. 2 in a row for Cleveland State. This game is looking a lot better for them.
Yeah, and look at this good car control here from Carson, just able to tuck that in like that. We saw that a lot over the weekend, and I'm glad to see his touch has not left him.
Not at all. The mechanics are good. The game sense starts to be flowing into them. As I say that, J.K. Rusher King gets the go-ahead goal off of a missed touch from a Cleveland State defender. So, JT, we are both 1 for 1 on the caster's curse, and we are not even halfway through game 2. We should retire.
And that's the thing I love about J.K. Rusher King, right? As soon as we start doubting Simpson College, he is the one that comes in and says, excuse me, did you forget I'm on the field? And sometimes I guess maybe we were not familiar with your games, sir, but now we are.
I owe J.K. Rusher King and, frankly, the entire Simpson College team an apology, as this is not the same team that played in Deerfield. This is a much stronger squadron, as I mean, they did not attempt any plays like that at LAN, and they are coming out the gate swinging with a pass and play shot. The pass did not connect with the shot, but it was still good enough for the kudos. And speaking of, it Sways. Kudos on this shot. This one's not easy to make.
Yeah, and I thought that when the defender maybe got there, but no, he's able to beat the defender there. So able to put it in the back of the net. 3-1 Cleveland State. They are roaring back into this matchup here. And like I said, game 2 very rarely looks the same as game number 1 here. So it's up to Simpson College now. The pressure's on them to try to replicate and duplicate the success they had in game number 1. And they are right now on the back foot trying to defend from these crosses coming in, and CSU doing so good with the ball control.
Didn't expect Cleveland State to stay down for too long. They've got one more double touch. This one's a lot better. They've got the finishing connection, but they don't quite have the finesse. Sways, though, someone said finesse, and Sways shows his head. A great setup touch by Carson, the teed up shot, and almost a pinch into the goal, JT.
Yeah, that one definitely felt like a Topgolf type shot where, you know, Carson did all the hard work and Sways just had to smack the ball.
Yeah, it really did. That is, I would say, the best way to put it. A lot of work done from Carson. Of course, Sways is going to get the credit for the goal, but we saw what you did, Carson. Don't think we did.
And then Sways getting a little bully on the back end there. I love to see that. Just bumping, trying to get those goalies riled there as Sways now looking for the shot here. Denied at the first time of asking. Hawkeye gets a touch, but gets Dylan for it here. Serves it up for Barkey. Cleared out into the blue half of the field here. Now it is Simpson searching for a goal as Cleveland State tries to defend it here. And Sways able to get out to midfield now. See if they can turn that defense into offense.
J.K. Rusher King had a touch on it, but it's a little bit too late. Cleveland State gets it right back, but it doesn't last too long. Simpson College, bar down from Barkey. With 2 minutes left, Simpson College cuts that lead down to just 2. And JT, we still have a game on our hands. Cleveland State cannot get too comfortable.
Yeah, that was a nice goal there. Just able to find that breakaway. Barkey taps it off the wall back to themselves there. And clean as you like it. That bar down in Insky, I love to see it. It shows that you're able to have good control with the ball and shows that you can make those tough shots even when they're an empty net. Meanwhile, an empty net on the other end there Sways, and they put the lead back at 3.
Back at 3, and that must be the magic number, as that is Sway's 3rd goal. Count it a hat trick. And Simpson College, they claw their way back into this game time and time again. And Cleveland State, yet again, puts them in the ground, back at a 3-goal deficit.
Yeah, now I think that if you're Simpson College, if you want to get back into this game, there's a minute and 30 left to do it, so it's not impossible to score 3 goals. It's about 30 seconds a goal here, quick maths. As the shot comes in, the quick maths get a little bit harder. Reciprocate adds to the lead.
The caster's curse has not been kind today. 4-goal lead for Cleveland State. They're starting to look back to their LAN form in Deerfield. And for their sake, let's hope that they can keep it up. And for Simpson College's sake, let's hope that they can either A, figure out a way to stop it, or Cleveland State has a big fall off.
Yeah, and unfortunately, since this isn't Mario Kart, you can't just, expect your opponents to slip on a banana peel, metaphorically. So you kind of have to make your own luck at times with Rocket League, as Cleveland State now making their luck known with a 6-2 lead here. The shot from Carson makes it 7-2. We're on our way to a Barca.
Very nice. Really nice shot from Carson. The timing was perfect. The accuracy was really clean. Cleveland State has this game in the bag. They should probably start putting their focus towards Game 3 as well. Same goes for Simpson College. As we say this quite a bit, Game 1 rarely looks the same as Game 2. But Game 3 is usually where all the pieces start falling into place. After Game 3, you don't see many big changes.
No, you don't, as we do have that Barca scoreline there. Scored by Bayern Munich over Barcelona originally. But CSU playing the role of Bayern Munich in this thought exercise. But yeah, I think that there is some truth, I think, in not scoring all your goals in one match there, because I think that has happened to teams there where it feels like they just scored so much in one game and then they ended up losing the series because they just kind of weren't able to find the back of the net there enough the rest of the series.
30 ticks left on this clock, and I think Carson's going to try to go for a double digit here. Cipricate has one more shot in it, but now the time is running out. Barkey going to grab one to go. And this is a very high-scoring game, JT. Simpson College, of course, pretty one-sided for their opposition, but Simpson College has not been afraid to find the net. 3 goals is nothing to shab at.
Yeah, it's not very often that we get to see 11 goals in a game of Rocket League, but here we are. And so Hawkeye now trying to kill the time as it's down to under 10 seconds left to go in game number 2. The outcome written well before the final whistle, but game 2 nevertheless ties up this scoreline as soon as they decide they are done having fun.
Almost a team rule 1 to end us off for Simpson College. And JT, I gotta admit, Cleveland State looked a lot better in that game compared to game 1. Game 3, just around the corner. This is where Simpson College needs to get themselves back together. Game 1 looked fantastic, but Game 2 looked reminiscent of Deerfield. So Simpson College has a huge hurdle that they have to somehow jump over. And it might look like a mountain that they have to jump over, but I mean, you got those legs for a reason. You got that 100 boost in the tank for a reason. You got to find a way to get over.
Yeah, now I'm just imagining a rocket car with legs instead of wheels, and that's a little bit horrific for me. So we're going to move on, though, and hope that Simpson College, again, game number 3, it's the crux of the match. If you win this match, you are more likely to win the best of 5 here. I think that, Cleveland State, they found their mojo back. They just need to get punched in the face. And that seems to be a theme with this team as well. It's like they get punched in the face once, and then they wake up and they just start steamrolling.
Yeah, it's hard to fight against a team like that. If it's a team that is just go, go, go all the time, eventually you can figure that out. But Cleveland State's really staggered with it. If they don't need to use their all to win a match, they won't. But if they do, if they get punched in the face like Simpson College did in Game 1, they will absolutely kick on the afterburners and make you regret stepping into the lobby.
Yeah, and they almost get an opening goal there from the kickoff. Both teams went the fake kickoff there, surprisingly enough. So something to kind of watch there is those restarts do have some fun things that can happen with them. As Cipricate bunts into Carson there, and they are giving up a lot of possession here to Simpson College. Could this turn into an advantage there? It is not, as Carson is able to clear it out for Cipricate to try to turn defense into offense. The shot coming in from Sways and finally defended by Simpson College.
Great defense, one more shot as well. Simpson starts the scoring off. A bouncer and a floater just rolls on in. Metaphorically, of course, didn't spend much time on the ground. And Simpson starts things off first. That is a difference to the trend. First two games, it was Cleveland scoring first. This time, the other way around.
Yeah, I personally thought that goal, that was just going to be a clear. I thought that they were just going to clear that ball. I had no idea that that was actually going to be on frame from downtown like that.
From downtown, indeed.
Now, it is going to be Hawkeye trying to clear this out for Simpson College as Carson comes back with it. CSU, the shot coming in, and Cipricate ties up the game.
Really nice. 1-1, only a minute in, and you can't get much better of an angle than that. Slam dunks it in. Dead center, JT. You can't get it more accurate than that.
Yeah, clean with it, not gonna lie. As they are back underway. 4 minutes to go, folks. So only a minute has elapsed here in game number 3 as Sways gets a demo onto J.K. Rusher King, who had a quiet game 2 and is currently having a quiet game 3. So let's see if they decide to try to feed J.K. Rusher King, or if maybe it's Barky or Hawkeye that gets the call here for Simpson College to try to spark things up in game number 3.
Surprise me at all if one of these players gets fired up within the next 30 seconds to a minute. Like you said, J.K. Rusher King has been the guy for Simpson College. I cannot imagine it takes too long for them to get set up. Ooh. But talking back to the other side of things, Cleveland State still in it, still at the helm, and Cipricate drawing this through. Big bump from Hawkeye. Unfortunately, it was into the ball, which went into the net.
No, that to me, I'm going to call that. I think that that they got the last touch on that. So I think that was actually a doomsy dish there.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that was a doomsy dish. For sure.
Way doomsy and the dishes beside. Carson looks to recreate. Everyone bouncing around the ball, but not into it. I'm surprised that Cipricate did not rush in at the speed of sound and get that ball right back into the net. But Simpson College is going to get away with one and almost steal a goal away from Cleveland State, but not quite. And a huge demo is going to secure it the other way. Carson has his first.
Yeah, and like you said, that demo, like the fullback in front of the running back there, smashing home that last defender so they can punch it into the end zone. And I love those kind of goals there where you just have somebody running interference for you there. Those ones always feel so satisfying to score.
And a pinch off kickoff. Sways scores there first as well. And Cleveland State have dropped 4 unanswered. Cipricate and Sways teaming up to get that goal and put themselves up by a long, long shot.
Yeah, this is starting to look a lot more like game number 2 here, with Cleveland State really starting to set this edge and forcing a very tough hill to climb. And it keeps getting tougher. It's 5-1 now, courtesy of Carson. And their second goal, a brace.
Another kickoff goal as well. A big whiff from Barkey does not help them out in the slightest. And get that goal on that scoreboard and put that deficit at a big old 4. 5-1 is the score.
Yeah, and with 2 minutes and 40 seconds still to play here, I've got a lot of time on the clock to either A, add more points, or B, concede a few more goals. And I'm more in favor of option 2, but that's just because I like the idea of potential overtime. But Carson, they like the idea of just scoring more goals themselves, and that's a hat trick for them.
Hat trick for Carson, and I believe they're in the talks of giving out rewards for hat trick. This time, I think it might be a plane ticket to a specific South American country, JT.
Oh, yeah, Brazil. Sorry.
One of them.
Took a second there. I was like, what is he talking about? Like, oh, it's talking about the scoreline and how we're nearing Brazil there. There we go. Yeah, sorry, that one flew right past me there like it was on a Airbus A32,
Brazil might be incoming. All Cleveland State needs is one more good shot to find its home. Simpson College can, of course, get their second of the game. And then we fly to, well, not a South American country, but rather a European city.
Yeah, Barcelona. And here comes Brazil. Viva! kind of all season. It's happening right now, and quite frankly, I think Supercate's certainly enjoying the kind of Mardi Gras festive parties.
Very much so. It's a little bit less exciting than I expected it. So I expected to get like on the plane, but oh well. 2 minutes ago, Cleveland State in firm control of this game, in firm control of this series as well. It's very difficult to come back from 7-1. But you know, anything is possible. Unfortunately for Simpson College, they've only got 90 seconds.
90 seconds to kind of cut into this deficit here. It is going to be a tall task, but I think at this point it's all about maybe not trying to score a lot, but this is an opportunity to really try to work on your defense to make sure that you're able to shore up even in these tough circumstances, not allow them to get any more goals in the back of that net there. Make it a point to try to say, hey, you're only going to Brazil us here. You're not going to get an opportunity to do better than Brazil.
1 minute left. Game 3 likely in the book. Simpson College may be able to get something going and get some consolation going into the fourth round of the match. But at the moment, Cleveland State does not look like they are going to let up at all. They're playing really nice. I love what I'm seeing, and I don't think they're going to be stopped in Game 4 either, if we're being 100% honest, speaking from the heart.
Well, only one way to find out, and that is by playing it. And 30 seconds left to go in the regulation of Game 3 here is still to play. Again, the scoreline you see there, 7-1, Simpson College. Having an opportunity now, trying to break out, look for those shot opportunities as they come to him here. Silvergate, though, has an open net. Will they put it home here? The freestyle puts it home, 8-1.
Nice. I love the freestyle in-game. Look at Silvergate, flip reset, not even needing it, just doing it for the style points. Unfortunately, the MEC does not give out style points, but if they did, that would probably get at least 15.
I'd have to check that grading rubric to confirm, but since there is no grading rubric, we will have to go with 15. Final second now, and game number 3 is in the books, but not without a parting shot from J.K. Rusher King to make it that Barca scoreline.
He said that I could not see J.K. Rusher King getting out of this game without a goal. And J.K. Rusher King did not get out of this game without a goal. They got their goal right at the ending part of this game, right when the clock hit 0 and the lights shut off. But they did get their one to make the final score 8-2. A little bit better than 8-1. Cleveland State, they are on fire.
Not only on fire, they're on match point. I think that they kind of embody a saying, anything worth doing is worth doing well. And I think that's exactly what CSU is trying to embody right now by putting up so many goals that they are here. They just say, hey, any game worth playing is worth playing well. And they want to be playing at the top of their A game and just, firing home as many goals as they can.
Yeah, game 1 was really, really interesting to watch because it felt like Cleveland State was still warming up. They were not playing at their 100% potential at all. But at the same time, might have been a strategy. They didn't want to use all of their tricks a little too early. Simpson College came out of the gate, hit them a little bit harder than they might have been expecting. So then they took a step back, thought to themselves, said, hey, maybe we need to bring out our A game because Simpson College is a little bit good than their record leads off. And they brought out their A game. And their A game was really good, just like we expected it to be.
Absolutely, as J.K. Rusher King tries to drop this one in here to defend. Found a teammate there, as it looks like Hawkeye sends this one errantly wide of the goal. CSU looking to try to score the opener here in Game 4. It's match point. Obviously, they want to continue having a positive record in league play after winning the LAN here. To go down 1-2 in league play would feel a bit, disingenuous to the skill that they think that they have on the field.
Silvergate has a huge setup for Carson. They have an awkward touch on it. It gets past everyone, though. Sways gets it scot-free!
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Speechless.
It's miss after miss after miss from the Simpson College defense. A tragic way to end the first rally.
Yeah, that. Oof. That. Oof. How do you recover from that, Tucker? Honestly, like, how do you recover from that? What would you do?
Score immediately. And I'm not talking about Cleveland State. I'm talking about Simpson needs to score immediately to come back from that. But it's not them that scores. It's Cipricate has a perfect read on Barkey, makes him look silly, and Cleveland State doubles up on their lead immediately after.
And Simpson College, I feel like they had a good game plan at the beginning of this game, and then they just had a double commit and a double whiff on defense there, and then they were just so shocked that they missed this shot, and then they just gave up a second goal, so they're already down 2-0. I think it's just a little bit of shock to the system there that they need to recover from.
Sways has a shot opportunity. They want it. Far down.
Ooh.
And in. Finished out by Carson. Cleveland State with 3 in a row to start off the 4th game. What might be the last game of the series if Simpson College cannot get it together.
A really good touch there by Sways to get it over the defender that time, and then it was just hanging out on the goal line, and Carson, mop and bucket, clean up on aisle goal. Love it when that happens for you. And Cipricate, that is, the route is on. A brace for Cipricate.
My goodness. Hawkeye simply misses out on it. I believe that is Barkey, who's not in the wrong spot, but just a little too slow to react. Reaction time is sometimes everything. That's one of those times. Carson, not again. Not again. J.K. Rusher King barely gets back.
Yeah, and again, looking at Barkey there, like you said, it's not necessarily the wrong position there, but I think that I probably would have tried to challenge out towards, Cipricate as they are rushing in there to try to cut down that angle and force them to go to the far side there, and then maybe you can try to dodge into there and have a chance. I don't know if that probably still goes in the back of the net there, but yeah, it's hard to try to make the right decision in that specific situation.
Cipricate, awkward play with it. There goes Carson. Has one more touch. No one there to finish out, and Sir Arson's just going to boot it back to the defense. A big bump from Cipricate gets Barkey off of their line. Cipricate carries, bumping, and Barkey with a huge save.
Yeah.
J.K. Rusher King has a big save with it. Barkey drives it down. Wants one more attempt at the goal, but Cleveland State's not going to give it to him easily.
Yeah, now it's 2 playing defenses. They have to quickly give up possession and look for that opportunity to strike again. The shot, it's a double whiff that time again. The shot was incoming, but neither the clear nor the shot actually connects with the ball there. This ball is just, I don't know, it's like Houdini, it's like it doesn't know, it's playing those smoke and mirror games.
Something Houdini, smoke, mirrors, disappearing and escaping at just the right time to avoid death. Cleveland State, at the moment, Simpson College needs to pull off a Houdini, a big bump on the back line. I'm surprised it wasn't a demo with how hard and how quick that bump came along.
Yeah, and it looked like they were just like 2 different bumps right after each other. It really felt like they were trying to boil them in here. And here comes the shot from Cipricate, and now it is a 5-0 lead.
Cleveland State looks really good. I cannot believe that they were 1-1 coming into this week. That is crazy. I would not expect them to be anything but undefeated. But their only loss of the season so far online came against Miami, which is pretty fair. Miami's another good team, but Cleveland State's another level.
That's right, Miami, they came in second at the weekend land in Deerfield. As a reminder to folks at home, 5-0, a minute and 10 seconds still to play here. I call it 70 seconds if you want. I'm not a big fan of those kind of maths, but some people are. Cipricate, though, on the ball at midfield. Gets it past one defender there. Has support with Carson. But the shot from Barkey quickly clears it out there as they're looking to try to get a goal on the board. I think for respect, just for pride at this point. That's what they're playing for. Simpson College, they're playing for pride at this point.
Play for pride. Play to learn as well. Simpson College, no matter what happens in the last 40 seconds, whatever has happened in the last 15 minutes, they got that first win over Cleveland State, which shows that they know how to win and what they need to do to win, which means that this team is not all lost. there is a huge chance for Simpson College to maybe get themselves in a good spot at the mid part of the season or the ending near the end of the season. At the moment, it needs work, but Simpson College has a lot of talent, and I think there is a huge untapped potential market.
Absolutely, and yeah, that's something that I love seeing is teams getting better as the season progresses, and you can already see this is a Simpson College team that looks better than they did even this past weekend, but Cleveland State nevertheless takes the 3-1 victory and improves their record to 2-1 in league play.
Yeah, really good, efficient game coming out from Cleveland State. In those last 3 games, they outscored their opponents 21-5. Which is really effective considering they lost their first game in a really close match. It was 2-1. You would expect it to be 3 pretty close games, right? No. 8-3, 8-2, 5-0.
Yeah, impressive stuff there. And, it just speaks to, the kind of people that are here to make this stuff that you're seeing here happen, because I truly think that's pretty impressive too. And if you've ever wondered what goes into running an esports event, between your team helping you run the event and the audience that are attending the event, the people are the first thing you have to consider when setting up an event. If you want to learn out more about how people power an esports event and more, type !top 5 in the chat and check out our article, What It Takes, the top 5 things powering esports events. That is !top 5 in the chat.
Yeah, you definitely want to check that out. It's a pretty nice look through, if I do say so myself. We got a couple more games, of course, coming up today, so make sure that you don't go anywhere. While we're on break, you can read that article, but until then, read that. Of course, until we get back from the break, you can read that article, go get some water, go get some snacks, do whatever you need to do, but don't go too far because we have more Rocket League right after the break.
And folks, welcome back, JT's Blaze and Tucker, alongside one of the three that were on the field today for CSU. That is Carson, who got the victory over Simpson College. Carson, welcome. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. The team played really well. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you guys obviously had a few struggles. I kind of feel like you're a team that likes to play where you kind of like you have to get punched in the mouth a little bit, as I like to describe it, before you guys kind of wake up and then start playing a game that I know you guys tend to be very good at when you're on the field together.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I wouldn't say we like getting punched in the mouth, but sometimes it can be a very good wake-up call. We're a team that likes to have fun. We have a lot of chemistry. We're good friends, so we tend to have fun. So sometimes we just have to lock in super tight and start it, off on the right foot. And sometimes we don't do that. But I feel like we always tend to finish pretty well. So
this past weekend, your team won the MEC Spring Clash LAN. And I'm wondering if that played into effect coming off of that. It was a super emotional high for you. Did that affect today's game, or are you already past it and you just happen to have a rough start?
Honestly, I don't think that, really played any part in this. I think the team's already reset. We're looking for our next goal. And I honestly don't think it was a rough start. I think we're just, trying to warm back up, get back into the swing of things. I think we, finished and we played well. So I'm completely fine.
So then, speaking on that, was your training changed in any way? That regiment changed this week coming back from that LAN, or were you guys back in? Did that training schedule change at all after that because of that?
Just a little bit. I think we kind of took it easy a little bit afterwards because it was a long Saturday and Sunday. But other than that, we went back to it. We were happy with our performance, so we just wanted to keep that up and. That's all that we could really ask from each other is just trust each other and play well. So, yeah, we took a little bit of a break, but we're back and, we're still swinging.
Awesome. Thank you for your time. Congratulations on the dub as well. And before I let you go, I just have one more question for you. Of course, quite a long season ahead of us. Do you have any teams that you're on the lookout over these next couple of weeks?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, ONU, Miami, Illinois. They were our kryptonite kind of going into that LAN event. But other than that, I think we're pretty confident. Respect to all the other teams. They're all great teams. So we always got to be on our A game or we will lose, So we're all taking it very seriously and, still having fun, but taking it seriously and trying to win. So, yeah.
Well, Carson, thank you so much. Best of luck for the rest of the season there. Enjoy the victory for tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
All right. Really, really good game from Cleveland State and a 3-1 ending to start us off. Unfortunately for Simpson College, they fall to 1-2. Cleveland State now, Simpson College rather dropping to 0-2. Cleveland State improving to 2-1 on the season as well. Next match coming up. This was a huge upset in the lower bracket of the playoff bracket of the Spring LAN. Just a couple days ago, Cornell College took the dub over ONU 3-2, and now we get a rematch online.
Yeah, it's going to be spicy there. Nice little stinger to bring us in there, Tucker. When we come back, we have that match for you, but do not go anywhere. It is MEC right here on Twitch.tv Unified Live. Folks, welcome back. Like we said, this is the MEC on twitch.tv/unified live. JT displays alongside Tucker, the caster. I keep forgetting which way you're in there, but what I can't forget is that we got ourselves a spicy rematch from the LAN. It's ONU taking on Cornell College.
Oh my goodness, JT. This one has the potential for an all-timer. If you remember, lower bracket, ONU just took a heartbreaking 3-0 loss to Miami University of Ohio. To stay in the tournament, they needed to get the dub over Cornell College, and Cornell got a 3-2 nail-biter over ONU Esports in an instant classic to continue on and eventually chug along to top 4 for Cornell.
Yeah, really good showing there by Cornell, and they are in the regular season. Taking a look at their record here, you show that they've got a little bit of adversity. Cornell 0-1 there with Ohio Northern. ONU, they're 2-0 in regular season. As we get underway, as Cornell College, can they repeat with the upset over ONU, or does ONU stay perfect in league play?
ONU online is a different monster. I do have to tell you that, JT. But at the same time, Cornell, they have the recent dub over ONU. So they are fresh off of one. So I think this could realistically go either way.
Absolutely. It could go either which way here, but I think that, you know, like you said, ONU, are they actually a different team online? We're going to find out, because this one is coming in. No, denied. T-Girl Sunshine. I thought they had the open net there, but instead it remains 0-0 with 4:15 on the clock there. But Cornell College has looked dangerous early on.
I know, rolls it around. Now Ohio Northern, they get away with a huge one early. And Ohio Northern, of course, looking to make that into a goal and not let that excuse be for not. Kip just letting it roll around. What in the world is happening right in front of the Cornell College net? Eventually, it's Big Unk to get us started.
Yeah, and Unk, they're also playing on Ohio Northern with a substitute today. Dino is the substitute, making that sub instead of J-Rup, who was disruptive on the land there. So J-Rup not in this showing. Instead, it's going to be Dino, and clearly the vibes are feeling good with Dino right now.
Really are. So far, Dino, they've gotten a couple of touches. They haven't done too much just yet, but it will not surprise me if they get involved really soon. This play, though, no Dino needed. It's just Big Unk STN and Kip on the assist.
Yeah, and STN, we've seen this from them, just can take over a game. Really, like we learned, kind of the godfather of this entire team there. You know, the kind of like the cool uncle there. That's exactly what he calls himself, Uncle STN. There, he's the older statesman on the team here, and he brings that experience, and he's bringing the goal scoring right now as well.
Oh, Daddy Dito slides one in. I wasn't even looking. And Cornell slips one right by Ohio Northern. They were at the same boat. Dino gets bumped out and nobody else is there. A great play on that bump.
Really good there. And Cornell College cuts the lead in half here, so now it's 2-1 Which, I mean, that makes sense, right? 2-0, that was the most dangerous lead in esports, and Cornell College, that's our feisty team there. They're really scrappy, and I like them. That quality about them, I should say. So, of course, they are able to cut that lead in half. Now it is Ohio Northern back on the offensive there. Don't want to confuse them with just the Ohio team. That would be much different. I'd get a lot of letters on my Twitter about that. So, ONU on the offensive here. Cornell doing well to get out of their own half right now.
Bit of chaos happening in front of the Cornell net. Dino almost has it. It's a great delay, but Flux's save is a little bit better. Ohio Northern will stay at just a 1-goal lead. Uncle STN driving it down, beats one, rolls it through. Dito, no! Sparely Ohio Northern doesn't score that.
So many near misses for both teams here. T-Girl Sunshine had one earlier, and now Ohio Northern just champing at the bit, but finally off the redirect, STN is able to make it a 3-1 lead.
And JT, I think this was just a setup for STN, and T-Girl Sunshine just tipped it enough to go into the net. It finds a home, and Ohio Northern get that 2-goal lead right back.
They do indeed, and now it's up to Cornell College. They've got all the weight on their shoulders as it stands. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to play here, and nice little pinch opportunity there for Dino. T-Girl Sunshine does make the save, though, and Cornell College, there's so much heat right now. Are they able to release that pressure valve and try to put some pressure back on ONU?
Big 50 wins is Cornell. One more time, Flux gets the better of it. Kip has to get off of the backboard. One more shot saved away by Dino, and they're going to carry it through. Almost a flip reset, doesn't quite connect, but it's great for the setup. Big smash by Kip, and Ohio Northern secures not just the lead, not just the insurance goal, but they've got the bundle. They've got everything on that plan.
Yeah, and Flux so close maybe to touching that one there. But Kip able to secure it with the mop and bucket as it dropped right in front of the goal there. Really good service in by Dino on that one.
Can't get much better than it. Flux has a big one. STN, nice save, and Kip with a clear. And Cornell College got so close to cutting that lead down to 2, but you can't do it that easily. Ohio Northern's not going to let that one happen. They've got one more finish on it. T-Girl Sunshine gets the touch, but it's simply not sharp enough.
Man, the goal line save there, keeping it a 3-goal game. But Cornell College is not done. Here comes a shot denied by Kip, who gets it out to midfield, tries to get it around Dito. Looking to maybe get a bump on the back line, but Flux is there to control this ball. Looking for T-Girl Sunshine now to try to clear it out. Doesn't get far as Dino was able to hold that possession for Kip. Now back the other way for Flux, and it's ping-ponging back and forth across midfield right now. 45 seconds still to play.
More demo. Flux has the one on Dino, and Flux goes up for it. Big double doink off of the backboard. No one there to finish yet again. A consistent problem for Cornell. Ohio Northern able to just waste a bunch of time off the clock. One more set up. No one finishes yet again, but at this point, JT, simply does not matter. All Ohio Northern has to do is waste a little bit more time, and they've already done it.
Absolutely, they're really good at this game. That's why they're, on a Rocket League college team there. They're there because they're good about it. So final few seconds drops in, and ONU will take game number 1 against Cornell College. Would you call them possibly their nemesis now after that land loss?
Oh, yeah, they gotta be. Miami, Ohio, of course, they had that 3-0 dub against Ohio Northern. But Cornell College, they got the elimination on them. It's not about the team that knocks you out of the upper bracket. It's not about the teams that beat you during seeding. Cornell College eliminated you in the upset of the season so far. That is your nemesis at the moment, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, and I love how you're just kind of like twisting the screws there just a little bit. Just like, hey guys, remember, you just beat them in game number 1 here, but don't get off the gas pedal because they beat you guys at land, and just keep twisting the screws.
Exactly.
I love to see it. I love seeing just egg on that competition there. And I don't think these teams need much egging on. These are two fierce competing teams here. But I love it regardless, right?
Exactly. It's all love. but you want to win. It's all in love, but at the same time, you want to beat them really, really bad. And at the moment, Ohio Northern is doing just that. Cornell College, we've seen them come back from deficits like this before. They can for sure do it again. But Ohio Northern Online is a really good team. In my opinion, they're better online than they are on land. Some teams, they get that boost, or that buff rather, from the vibes on land. I think Ohio Northern's true power comes out on the Wi-Fi.
A spicy take there. I love it. But we'll see if that is actually the case, or if it is just a fluke that Cornell College was not able to secure the win in game number 1. I don't think it's a fluke, but it could be. Cornell College, though, back at carte blanche here in game number 2. You see them defending that double commit right there. A little dangerous there, but Flux able to clear it out to midfield. Now it is going back the other way as ONU tries to wrestle back control in the orange half of the field. Cornell College, I mean, they have a few tricks up their sleeves. I'm curious which part of that bag of tricks they're going to come to try to get a little bit of an edge against ONU right now.
Moment, it's Ohio Northern's offense that's really taking up a lot of space, causing some general problems for Cornell College all around. Kip has a nice one. Big shot from Uncle STN. And the read is good. Big setup from Kip. STN has a touch with it. It's not good as Flux is there for the save, but Uncle STN, you can't save them both.
No, you can't. And unfortunately for Cornell, that one just having to get the nice double touch in off that save. It was a good initial save there, but, if wishes were horses, I would... Ooh, good shot there from STN, and now it is a doubled up lead courtesy of that open net there. A little surprising.
Ouch. That's all I can say about that one. Cornell all out of whack, whether it was a rotation error, whether it was just a complete miscommunication, was not the prettiest one that we have seen. Can't allow too many of those. Ohio Northern's going to take those every time. They are not a team that lets you get away with many mistakes. Maybe once a game if you're lucky.
Yeah, now this one gets a good clear off the goal line that time, but Dino comes right back at it looking for an assist here in game number 2, but nobody is home with that great little service there. Now T-Girl Sunshine gets the ball taken off the top of her car there, looking for Dady Dino to try to clear it out, but Kip keeping that pressure up high for Ohio Northern. Dino looking for the touch midair against Flux, but STN gets beat to the ball, and now a shot opportunity denied by Kip.
Dino has a 50 in it. Flux wins it. One more time. Flux has a line right to the goal. Ohio Northern gets there close, but no cigar for Cornell with a long range one. Huge play from Kip, and it's in. Bottom right corner. Kip's own setup, own goal. Not in the literal sense, but rather Kip just did everything. T-Girl got close, but yet again, Cornell does not have the save.
And we've been saying Kip's name a lot here in this series, and that's the first goal they've gotten in game 2. But they had 2 assists already, and they've had 2 shots, so they've been productive for the offense of ONU. It's just that this is the first time that they get their own flowers as STN gets a hat trick now. 3 goals on 4 shots there. That's 750 batting average. That's pretty good here for STN.
And a hat trick as well for Big Unk, as that is their 3rd in the game. Cornell College is still scoreless through 2 minutes and a half.
Yep, here, creating more pressure, and Dino just jumping in, trying to play that disruption role that J-Rup usually provides for this team here, but Dino still making their own impact in their own way. Their play styles are unique and different from J-Rup in that regard there. I think Dino looks like they are much more willing to jump up in the air, whereas J-Rup very much all about trying to disrupt the back line of their opponents, I think, at times. But that's just a quick observation there. I don't know if that, it would take a lot deeper analysis to truly understand all the different nuances to their different games. But certainly holding up well here for ONU as they are currently up 4-0.
Shot and save. Cornell College can't get this one in either. And Uncle STN driving it down off to the left. But a setup is there. One more time from Dino. The angle's way too thin. There's no way they can slide it in. Cornell College has control for a second. Dady Dito misses. Kip driving it down. They get it past T-Girl Sunshine. Almost. Somehow T-Girl keeps up.
Yeah, and this is really close right now. Like, these two teams are battling really well, but I think that ONU, they're just being a little bit faster to the ball right now. You know, they're able to win those second balls. The third ball is in if they don't win the first ball. And Cornell, I think they just need to adapt to that and find ways to try to get, maybe tighten up the passing lanes and try to break down this ONU defense.
Nearing the 1 minute mark, Cornell has yet to put up a goal. Only a couple of shots for the entire team, I believe, as a demo will come through to deny a shot from Cornell. See Flux with 3 saves, 0 shots, only 1 from T-Girl Sunshine, which we know her. She is a shooter.
Yeah.
And 1 shot is really uncharacteristically low.
Yeah, it is, and I'm a little bit surprised that the ONU is just be able to hold him this long, but Flux finally comes in. The team captain steps up and delivers a strike. Is it too little too late for Cornell College? I don't know, but 37 seconds, it's not a lot of time to cut the lead.
With a kickoff goal, maybe there's a chance, but you got to get this one off the kickoff. You don't have much time to mess around. As I say that, there goes Ohio Northern. Kip winning the kickoff, being the stud of Ohio Northern that they have been the entire series so far. So when you going to take this game as well, put themselves onto match point. JT, I really like what I'm looking. I think we might have a sweep. Cornell, of course, 1 more game to go. You got to get yourself under control because Cornell's making a lot of mistakes that they don't need to give up.
Yeah, and it's just, again, so surprising to see how much Kip has stepped up here in the first 2 games as they drop it down here. Game number 2 officially going to ONU. And again, like, to me, right now, the MVP of this series, if I had to name one, it is Kip.
It has to be. I don't really think there is anyone else but Kip that deserves that NPP slot at the moment, of course, because, I mean, Kip has been everywhere. They've been on the shooting portion. They've been on defense. They have been cooking in the midfield. At the moment, they are the MVP of the series, but there's always a game 3 that could come out. Maybe Cornell College can bring out the Morb and maybe get this reverse sweep going, and who knows, maybe T-Girl Sunshine is going to seal that spot, or maybe it's Flux. There's still quite a bit of Rocket League left to play, so we can't jump the gun just yet, but Kip is in a really solid spot for that MVP spot.
Yeah, and I feel like...
Excuse me.
Yeah, and I feel like Cornell College does have the opportunity to maybe summon the Moorb. So, like he was alluding to, if you think it's going to be a sweep, folks, I always like to ask you in the chat to type out Broom. That's BROOM, because it Broom sweep. If you think that it will be a reverse sweep and Cornell College can pull it off, I want you to try to summon the Moorb, and that's typing out MOORB in the chat there. So see if they can reverse sweep ONU and again claim that destiny that they made for themselves on the land this past weekend. They're able to beat ONU in 5 games. They would have to do it tonight if they are to secure a victory, because again, they are 0-1 in league play up to this point, so they would really appreciate probably having a win on the board.
Oh, for sure. You don't want to go too deep into the season without a single win. If you have 1 or 2 wins, then you're in a bit of a better place, but you need to get at least 1 win as soon as possible. As, of course, Simpson College knows exactly about that. At the moment, they are 0-2. It's been a rough start, and they don't want to stay in that winless column for long. Same thing with Cornell College, and they show it right off the bat with a huge shot.
Yeah, Cornell just right off the restart there, trying to do their best, like, to put pressure on Ohio Northern's back line. Didn't pull off that time, and the shot goes the other way. Uncle STN. We've been talking about Kip a lot there, but Uncle STN's been the prolific goal scorer in every single game.
But also, look who's on that assist line, JT. Kip is right there getting these assists. And Uncle STN, high flyer, great shooter. But Kip has been incredibly balanced. No shade to STN. They've been everywhere too, but Kip has been on another level so far.
Yeah, it's been honestly, this is a dynamic duo for ONU there, where they are really working well and off each other there, and just being able to play well and having that cohesion and that chemistry. It's so important for a team like ONU, or just any team in general, to have that sort of cohesion and collective thought amongst yourselves. There's another shot from Kip, goes wide of the mark, and now here's a counterattack opportunity from Cornell. Puts it in the back of the net. It's T-Girl Sunshine.
Had to be T-Girl Sunshine. If you're going to start a comeback for Cornell College, it's got to be the Shining Sun. Yeah, words are hard, but we're working with it. Cornell College ties us up 1-1, and the reverse sweep got to happen now. There's no game 4 if you can't win game 3 for Cornell College, so that is a very solid start for them.
Yeah, I think they will appreciate having that goal back, and they are now back at carte blanche. So no advantage for Cornell College. They've still been playing at a deficit this entire series, but certainly it's never too late to start having an advantage. So game 3 might as well start now, right?
Oh, for sure. You got to get it on the board as soon as possible. And Ohio Northern, speaking of getting back on the board, they scored first. They got scored on. They got rid of that lead. They almost score it and get it right back. T-Girl Sunshine, though, gives the lead over to Cornell College. High five from Flux on the assist. Cornell College, I believe, has their first lead of the series.
Yeah, this is a really good shot here. It drew out the defense so well. I mean, that one looked like it was intended originally for Dady Dito, but I think because Dady Dito misses on that one there, that set it up so perfectly for T-Girl Sunshine to get that nice little tap in against the run of play.
Uncle has backboard. Kip a little too late to it. So Ohio Northern going to set back up. Dady Dito just walks it in. Cornell College leading by 2 at the moment. And Ohio really looking awkward. Cornell College figuring out what they need to do, and they're doing it really quickly. No need for a buffer. They are just jumping straight into this game on fire.
Yeah, it really does feel like, the Emperor got their groove back, It felt like Cornell College feeling more confident, or just being able to play a little bit better right now in game 3. So they're certainly thriving, and maybe this is an opportunity for them to start turning their luck around here tonight.
It's a great turning point. There's no better turning point than game 3 when you're losing by 2. I mean, reverse sweeps, they get the game going. They get the hearts of many going, especially. Sure, if you're a Cornell College fan or player, you are absolutely going for the reverse sweep, trying to summon the Morbs. At the moment, it's looking really good. Flux almost has a 4th goal, but Ohio Northern going to drive it back down one more time. Dino doesn't have the boost. Kip has a really thin shot, and Uncle STN just gets demoed to oblivion.
Smart. That's a smart defensive move there to get rid of STN in that scoring position. And Cornell College holding on to the 2-goal lead, 3-1, 2 minutes still to play here. And Ohio Northern looking very dangerous. Here comes a shot for Dino. He gets a demo for T-Girl Sunshine, but no goal for his troubles.
Not Ohio Northern just yet. One more setup. Dino has a shot too far to the left side, and the shots have been plenty for Dino and Kip. Problem is they simply can't not land them.
Yeah, they're really knocking on the door quite a lot. Another shot coming in from SGN this time. Flux has to come up and make that save there. And a minute and a half now. Ohio Northern feeling a little bit of pressure. I think they wanted to end this in a sweep here, so they're really trying to do their best to score a few goals right now. You can see that relentless pressure finally pays off as Kip makes it 3-2.
Not going to hold Ohio Northern's offense down for too long. Eventually, one of them is going to find a hole, and eventually one of them is going to make an accurate shot. There was a couple of opportunities for ONU that they had a huge hole, they had a big opportunity, but the accuracy on the shot is what got them to their downfall, like when Kip had that open net. It was just a little bit too far to the left. You're not going to get that every single time. Ohio Northern is a team full of 3 great shooters. Eventually, one of them's going to hit.
Yeah, and that is so true for them, and honestly Cornell, they need to figure out how to hold the bridge and hold the defenses for as long as they can. They've got 50 seconds to do it, but only a goal separates them. They're looking to try to add to it, though. Dito trying to search that out, try to draw out, put Ohio Northern under some pressure as they now are hunting for that last goal, and Dino comes back with it, and it's a tie ball game.
How in the world did Dino make that shot? No boost, and it's just top left corner. I mean, JT, this is what I was talking about. Ohio Northern has 3 great shooters, but that, really? That is impressive.
Yeah, that's really crazy, but Flux can come back the other way with it, and crazy is as crazy does, and we got a 4-3 game, the lead again for Cornell.
Ohio Northern, that's a simple case of getting undisciplined. They get pushed up a little too far, and Cornell College gets one lucky break. All of a sudden, they've got to do all that work yet again. Dino had a huge break on that no-boost shot. Ohio Northern trailing yet again. The sweep is in jeopardy, and if you are a Morb fan, you might just have your lucky day.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you never see a reverse sweep happen until you do. And then there's always the possibility of it happening. It's stuck in the back of your mind. Final few seconds, Ohio Northern. They think that they can score this for an overtime. Can they get it? Or does Cornell deny them the sweeps and say, put your brooms away? We are going to Game 4.
Game 4 guaranteed at least. Cornell College is not going silently into the night, just like they wouldn't at the spring clash. We keep going a little bit longer. Just because the series started off awkwardly does not mean it has to end awkwardly. And Cornell College lives and dies by that quote.
Yeah, and that was a really solid performance for them in Game 3. Nice bounce back performance, if I have to say it. Just being able to lock in and fix up some of those holes that are still a little leaky on the defensive end there, so I would like to see them be a little more disciplined defensively like you were mentioning, and I think if they're able to maintain that, then Ohio Northern is going to have a difficult outing trying to secure that last game.
Teams are ready to go in a jiff. No need to wait along. No need for a timeout. None of that. We are back into it immediately with a shot already recorded for Cornell College, and it got a lot closer than I think anyone on Ohio Northern was expecting it.
Yeah, but nevertheless, they're able to escape that attempt. Another shot, though, and Flux does not miss this time.
Wow. Uncle STN deciding to go forward, get a little bit more boost. Dino has no boost to work with, and it's Cornell with another one. They start it off yet again, 1-0.
Yeah, and let's see if they can hold on to this one here, because again, I think Ohio Northern, they were not expecting as much resistance in Game 3. Now they are very familiar with that resistance and remember it well, so I expect them to try to come out and be absolutely furious with their launching of attacks. Flux defending this one here to get up to Tito Sunshine. Back over to Flux, who has to step in front of that one, as looked like it was Dino streaking in, trying to get that shot off.
Thing is, if Ohio Northern turns on the desperation mode immediately, then I don't know if Cornell College will be able to combat that. Of course, whenever Cornell College had that big lead later parts of Game 3, Ohio Northern was borderline unstoppable. Once they got to a tie ball game, then they slowed off on it. Cornell took the lead, and they ended up riding that off. Ohio Northern turns into that mode when they're losing by only 1, and I'm not 100% sure if Cornell will be able to do anything about it. Ohio Northern is an incredibly fast team. At its core, a lot faster than Cornell College. So if they play as fast as they can at all times, Cornell's not going to be able to keep up.
Yeah, some stats to watch. As you see Kip now trying to set this up for Dino, whose shot hits off the post. Post too strong. It remains a 1-0 lead for Cornell. 3 minutes remaining as Dito drops this in here for T-Girl Sunshine. Maybe a pass. No, it's a shot instead. And it goes off the crossbar. Looking for possibly a little bit better angle next time they attempt that maneuver. But Kip don't miss. And it's a tie ball game.
You know the old saying, Kip, don't miss. They've got the beautiful dribble, and then I believe it tried to pinch it on the ground, but instead just ended up touching it 3 times. But either way, no pinch, didn't have any acceleration on it, but it had a right accuracy right into the goal, dead center. Ohio Northern, they get on the board just before halftime.
They do, and now it is an opportunity for JD Dito. I thought that might have been Seagull Sunshine where that pass is coming in, but nevertheless, the shot does not come in for Cornell. They are a tied-up team looking to break away again as STN getting in on these demos now. Nice little physicality that we don't always get to see in these matchups here, but sometimes they feel like, all right, this is how we're going to stay on top now that we're back on level pegging. And we're getting the demos on both sides of it. I love to see it.
Ball's bouncing around, both teams letting it happen. Kip, fortunate miss on it, but in comes Uncle. I know, running back and forth, not sure where the ball's going to next. And Flux has another shot, gets it past everyone. JD Dito can't have the finisher. T-Girl Sunshine gets beat on the 50. This is big for Ohio Northern as Dino drives it back down. They have a setup yet again, one more time on the finish for Ohio Northern. I believe it's met up on by a defender from Cornell College. Kip, there's no boost for this Ohio Northern side. The playmakers, when the plays need to be made, all of a sudden, boost is gone. All out of the tank.
And meanwhile, both teams having some issues with boost now, finding those corner pockets of full boost, but the shot from SGN is able to break it up after that back and forth. 2-1 ONU.
You're not going to be able to be Uncle in a situation like that. In a 1v1 with a huge jam situation, you're not going to be Uncle STN. When it comes to jams, this guy's the Jam King. Speaking of Jam King, going at it. No need for the jam. Passes it off to the teammate, but the teammate gets beat by the defender.
Yeah, they're champing at the bit. They're looking to add another one quickly here. As you see, STN working now with Kip, but it's Flux the other way with it, getting past the second defender here. The cross comes in, but STN, smart and wise to it there, able to clear it out, but another shot came in from T-Girl. If that was it going to the other side of the goal, that might have gone to the back of the net.
Big bounces from all sides of the coin. Eventually, Ohio Northern's the one that comes up with it. Big 50 on it. Dino has to touch, and it does beautifully. Long range back to the Cornell backboard. They have to reset off of it, and Ohio Northern is still winning this game by 1. 15 ticks left on that clock, and it's another clear. Somehow Cornell needs to strip this ball away from the Polar Bears.
Yeah, final few seconds. Will they be able to overcome it and maybe tie up this ball game, or is Ohio Northern going to call game, set, match with this last goal?
That's got to be it, right? Unless you get a somehow crazy pitch off of this kickoff, Cornell is going to drop to 0-3, and yes, they will. 3-1, final score for your series. An incredible Game 3 from Cornell College, but Game 4 came along, and Ohio Northern did what Ohio Northern does. They get back into their prime shape, and they just pummeled every way that they could.
They do, yeah, but fortunately, again, this is only the second match for Cornell in league play, so they do have an opportunity, dropping down to 0-2 to start. Again, not a great start there, but ultimately, it is recoverable. There is a chance for them moving forward here, and that's what they do. You got to play for these type of moments, and, what can we say? They're gamers.
They really are. They are some of the best gamers in the country when it comes to college esports. And of course, speaking of esports, the events, they're special. They can't just be put on by a bunch of people. You also need the gamers. And of course, esports events, it's not just about them competing. They are so much more than just a place to compete. It's a social experience. You get to meet friends and new rivals, bond and grow with your peers as well, and create memories that define someone's esports experience. It can capture the passion of esports in its truest sense, gamers and their experience are just one aspect that's covered in Unified's newest offering, Mastering the Arena People Power Esports, which you can read using the command !People Power, one word by the way, in chat. So if you want to learn a little bit more about that, make sure you type in the chat !People Power with just one word. With that, we're going to go ahead and see you in just a couple of moments as we have a really, really talented gamer to interview right after this break.
Welcome back, folks. JT Displays and Tucker alongside one of the winning trio today from ONU. It is Uncle STN. STN, welcome to the program. How you feeling?
Feeling good. You know, it's a lovely Wednesday night to be playing some MEC games, so yeah.
Congratulations on your win, of course. And STN, it felt like you and Kip were just flying all around the field the entire time. I heard you were playing with a sub in Dino, and I was wondering if that affected your game plan coming into this at all, or if you just tried to work Dino in with your regular routine you usually have with J-Rup.
I mean, yeah, we try to keep everything the same. We feel like Dino has like the same like play style kind of as J-Rup. Obviously, he's our sub, so like he's not fully fluid with like our system and everything, but yeah, we treat him like the exact same as like anyone else on our team. So we just played normally and just had a lot of fun, and it was trying to fly high and fly fast, like you said. So,
and you guys certainly managed to find success with your sub against this team that, again, you guys lost to in the lower bracket. That kicked you out of the LAN tournament there, and they end up with that top 4 finish. So did you guys have sort of a measure of revenge on the mind facing them tonight?
Not really. I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from their win at LAN, but like we were pretty exhausted from playing like the 14 series, and we just weren't feeling it really that day. And like J-Rup was actually sick as well at the LAN. So, I mean, I'm making excuses, I guess, but no, we didn't really see it as revenge. Like, we were pretty confident coming in that we were going to get the dub, so.
Freshly rested as well, back at your home center can definitely help as well. And I just got one more question for you. STN, of course, you came off of the LAN, and I asked our last interviewee this as well, but coming off of that very long weekend, do you feel any, I guess, jet lag coming from that LAN at all just a couple days ago, or are you back at your full potential just a couple days later?
Definitely on Monday, the day after we got back, I was pretty tired. I was pretty worn out. I literally, my classes were canceled on Monday. My professors, we had no class. So I literally just did nothing all day. I sat in my apartment and just like slept all day. So definitely on Monday, but we had a scrim yesterday, practice. We were all good, so I'd say, yeah, we're back to normal.
Oh, fantastic. We'd love to hear it. Getting back to normal, getting back to winning ways. You guys undefeated in league play up to this point. Best of luck the rest of the season.
Yep, thank you.
And all right, everybody, we are going to cut to one more short break, but make sure you don't go anywhere because we have one more match. JT, this one is going to be really, really good.
Yeah, absolutely. We got the number 2 from the weekend land coming up against the number 3 from the weekend land. It is Miami of Ohio taking on Illinois, and that's coming up right after this.
Howdy, everybody. We are here at the MEC Fall Championship, Westville, Indiana. It is Kendo Slice alongside Ferb, Smash representative for Miami University of Ohio. Now, Ferb, the question of the day throughout has been, what does esports mean to you?
What does esports mean to me? It's a social outlet. It's a way to meet people that have the same interests as me. It's a way to represent my school.
Yeah.
It's a way to kind of like get to be myself. So I'm very thankful that I'm able to do things like this.
Yeah. Great opportunity to do so. Opportunity also for learning, which I segue into my next question. Through the esports program, has there been anything that you have learned, indoctrinated over the last 3 months?
Yeah, so I go to Miami University, but I'm actually, so I have to say that I'm a student before an athlete, and over these last 3 months, really being able to, find a key balance and, learning more about myself and, how to, live more balanced lifestyle, keeping the grades up and also, keeping, me being good at games. Trying to find a nice, healthy balance. I think that's been a lot that I've learned about myself.
So being able to maintain that balance also helps the self-mental and keeping everything forward-facing. You're the best version of yourself when you are the best version of yourself. But in order to do that, you have to make sure that you keep yourself in the condition to do so. If there's nothing else, Tom Brady taught me that one. I just don't eat avocado ice cream.
That's real.
That's real talk. Anyway, let's get to actual real talk.
Okay.
LAN.
LAN.
We're in a live environment. Do you enjoy LAN as a process? Is it good, different for you, or maybe there's a little bit that goes into it?
So LANs for me, it's kind of like a rare opportunity, something of this size. Yeah. But I think it's really cool to, so we've been playing mostly online with all the teams in the league. Finally be able to put faces to names. It's been such a really cool experience, and I really like the atmosphere as well. So, to me, this is just another big esports event. So, because we go to a lot of local stuff at Miami. So, but actually traveling out, it's actually such a cool experience. But I could talk about the actual gameplay differences of LAN to Wi-Fi, but LAN's always going to be better.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know the actual differences, there's the thing called ping.
Yep.
You know how your Zoom calls are fuzzy? That's ping. Anyway,
it's something else.
Just imagine an input. Press a button. 5 seconds later.
And then you wait.
Ping. Yeah. Those of us who just spam buttons, we don't know what ping means. We're just spamming buttons. Anyway, what is your favorite esports moment from Fall 23?
Fall 23, okay. I'm sure a lot of my fellow teammates talked about this, but it was...
Welcome back, folks, to MEC Rocket League right here on twitch.tv/unified live JT displays alongside Tucker to bring you this last matchup of the night. It is Illinois College taking on the second place team from the LAN, Miami of Ohio.
Seems like just a little bit ago, we were just starting this broadcast off, and we're already nearing its end. But, JT, you got to end off on a banger, and you can't spell banger without these two teams. Miami University of Ohio versus Illinois College, the second-place team and the third-place team from the MEC Spring class just this past weekend, duking it out online.
I don't see a G or B in either of those college names, but regardless, looking at the standings here, you've got Miami. They are on a heater 2-0, but Illinois College, they do face some adversity, and they had some as well against Miami of Ohio on the LAN. Again, if you recall that losers final, they were lost to Miami of Ohio in a sweep as they eventually became that third place finisher on that land. So they're looking for a measure of revenge, and this Illinois team, they're a team that really runs high on emotions. So I wonder what the emotions are like heading into this one.
For sure, and these two teams are going to be near the top of the standings at the end of the season. I am almost 100% sure of it. And these are going to be hard-fought games. You're not going to come across these very easily. So if you can get the dub over Miami or over Illinois first as either team, that is going to help your chances later on of the season tremendously. These wins are not coming easy, especially when you have a top 4 team. When you got Miami, when you got Ohio Northern, when you got Illinois College, when you got Cleveland State. You have to fight for every single dub. So when it comes down to it in the runnings, down a couple weeks further through, I think that every win is going to count, and it's these really stiff matches are going to be so detrimental or influential.
Absolutely, and of course, looking at the rosters there, names that stand out to me, obviously on Illinois College, you got Viper, who's really been kind of that point person for that team, but really good support with Rune and GG Runner. They've had their moments to pop off this past weekend as well. Meanwhile, on the side of Miami, it's really, for me, it's Fura that can be really so dynamic at times. Risky as their moments, as is OM, but to me, it's Fura that my eye tends to track towards.
Yeah, there is a lot of talent in both of these rosters. I know Risky was really good on LAN. Viper as well. GG Runner was a little bit of a dark horse pick, kind of flying around, but they didn't necessarily get as much credit as I would have hoped personally. I loved what I saw from GG Runner. They might not have been in the spotlight as much as Viper and Ruin were, but you can't count out your support players. And let's not forget, GG Runner was insanely clutch.
Absolutely. But as we say, that was the LAN. That was this past weekend. At this point, we've now learned all these teams have had a chance to be back at home, recollect, recover from that LAN, and they are back to trying to do whatever their game plan is. And so I'm excited to know what those game plans are as we're about to get underway with these two teams. Do you think that Illinois College might have the upper hand today, or do you think that Miami is going to be as oppressive as they were at the end of the tournament?
Well, that's such a hard question, JT. Why do you ask me these? It's
I like
really
to be in
close.
I like being in depth with my questions.
It's really, really close. Of course, like we said, one of these teams has a major advantage in Miami University of Ohio just from historical facts alone due to that 3-0 sweep in the losers final, sending Illinois College home with a third-place finish. But at the same time, Illinois College is the only team on LAN to beat Cleveland State. But of course, it's another factor that plays into it, another little nuance into the series. This is back online. We are no longer in Deerfield. We don't have that LAN vibe going on. So it's really a coin flip, in my opinion. It's going to come down to which team is having the better day, which players are communicating better, because you can't really pick between these two teams. Both of them are insanely close when it comes to skill.
Yeah, they have some really fun play styles, I think, as well. And I think, if Illinois is able to pull out what they want to plan for, I think they have an option here to really surprise Miami. But Miami is just so tough to beat, and it's game on to see who strikes first in game one.
So incredibly tough. So here we go. One more best of 5, JT, and that is all we have for you tonight. Illinois College versus Miami University of Ohio in the orange. As early on, we see a couple of shots taken from each side, but nothing has stuck just yet.
Yeah, and here comes Miami looking for that shot opportunity. Viper does make the save and tries to clear it out for their team. But here comes, again, Risky looking for the pass here. Dropped in, and oh, wham! Makes the first goal for Miami.
New name as well, Owambles.
Owamble, yeah.
Not just Owam, but Owambles. They had to add the BLS in it. Of course, BLES. And Miami scoring first. You could not bet against them at all. Illinois College, they are not far behind them.
Yeah, certainly Owamble's trying to BLES bless up to leave the other team in shambles.
Shambles. A minute in, Miami, Ohio, still on the offensive purge. One more shot for the finish. It's not the bar down, but it's rather the post and out. A heartbreaking way for this rally to continue. That should have been the goal for Miami right then and there. Risky has one delaying touch, a little bit of boost as well, waiting on it. Perfect setup, no one on the bump. Miami won't get this one, and down goes Illinois once more. Rune will score, ties us up.
Yeah, nice little counterattack here. GG Runner sets it up, gets a nice little, oh, didn't get the bump. I thought they might have got the bump on Fira. And instead, it is all for Rune to just clean it up there, and it's a tie ball game. Once again, carte blanche, 3:40 left to play.
Kickoff goes the way of Illinois. Viper, though, not necessarily no boost, but they get an awkward launch off the wall with it. Miami's going to take that and run every single day. Fira wants it. Viper's going to deny. Risky wants to keep it on the ground, but you're not going to be able to do that. This is a high-flying roster going against an even higher flying roster, so you have to keep that ball in the air. Wombles understands the assignment, tries to take it down, gets a pinch, but the pinch avoids.
Yeah, now GG Runner working with Viper for Illinois College to try to set up this attack against this Miami defense. As they pop it up, Owam has an opportunity, gets it out to midfield here, but Viper, wise to it, gonna dribble it down, has one man to beat, can't do it though, and Risky's able to keep that from being a dangerous position, and then it is Owam who likes to wham into people, creates that demo, and breaks up that attack again.
One more shot from Illinois, almost goes in. Miami able to survive this time. Still a tie ball game, a big miss from Viper that could be dangerous for IC, but Miami's not able to take advantage of it, so no harm, no foul. But in comes Miami, Ohio. This one will have a huge mark to hit. Yet Miami still struggling with their accuracy. They need it one more time. It's a bar out. Miami has 2 shots in a row, wide open, that they simply cannot connect on.
Yeah, and here comes Fira with a dribble off the backboard, pops it in, 2-1 for Miami.
That one was money. Fira had it the whole way through, control on point, no need for the bar, no need for the post, just the backboard and a little bit of double touch finesse. Miami, Ohio has the lead yet again.
Yeah, that was a really clean touch there. Fira, by the way, that Fira Senior, if you're not familiar, it's a soccer reference there, which makes sense since a lot of those MLS kits got released today, and Columbus, the Columbus Crew had a really nice one there. Not as nice as Sporting Kansas City, but I digress.
Miami, Fira looks to do it again, almost one more setup. No one is there on the finish. Don't have quite the smash they need. Illinois driving down. Oh, Viper, brutal pit maneuver. Miami saving a goal. I'm not sure who that was, but whoever it was, unsung hero of the match.
Yeah, great little save that time. Now Viper trying to cut the lead here, but instead Miami with Fira working it towards the back of the net. Good demo that time onto Risky to keep it out. Rune credited with that one.
Backboard needed. Nice redirect from Wombles. You got to respect the attempt. And up goes Risky. They have him beat. But GG Runner has the demo on it, denying that shot. Miami still in the lead. Wombles looks to get one more for the team. The setup is perfect. Miss hurts so bad. 50's lost. Wide open. GG Runner drives it down. Almost saved away, but Miami eventually succeeds. And up goes Illinois College to tie us up.
Yeah, Viper tried to do a really good job, try to get Fira from not get that save, but instead did just enough. Illinois College, it's a tie ball game. It's a brand new game. Carte blanche, 38 seconds left to go. Next goal might just win it.
Very true, and it's going to be Risky to get the next goal. 33 ticks left on this clock. Miami, Ohio might have just done what it takes to score this game 1.
Felt like that was almost a layup. Like I was just hoping for that kind of layup to happen there, and it just when it executes my plan the way I want it as a caster, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Really is. You got to give you credit there. Wombles with a huge one. Illinois College getting away with a blessing. No disguise even needed. Simply put, a blessing. Illinois still in this game. This is only a 1-goal game. All they got to do is get it in that orange net. This one's close, but Risky will not let it go.
Yeah, and now Miami trying to clutch us out, but they're facing a lot of pressure. Everybody on Illinois, though, overloading the ball side. In the final second, it's not enough. Miami takes game number 1.
Risky getting the MVP for that first game as well. Rightfully deserved. They scored the game finisher, like you say. Game, set, match. Risky takes home the cake. With game 1 underway, Illinois College has a bit of adjusting that they need to do between.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that game 2, they're going to have to show up, play a little bit faster. I think that they were showing, I mean, you saw that at the very end, where they have a tendency to try to overload the ball side at times, which can work if you have tight, plays to pass with your teammates there. But if you're not, then that leads to an opportunity where there's so much extra space on the pitch that you're not covering. And card change for Fira as we get underway here, folks. So watch out for that. See if Miami tries to increase his lead as Illinois College. Again, they have some things they need to work out on the back end.
What is Fira using this time around? I'm not sure. I'm sure the camera will get back to him. It doesn't take too long for Fira to get involved with the action.
Finnick.
As this time, Fira right into it. Is it a Finnick?
Yep.
Looks like it. Yeah, that's Finnick. All right, so crisis averted. We know what the car is. And now get back to the shots as well as the saves. In comes Miami, Ohio, right out the gate. They've already put up a couple of shots on net, but Illinois so far not letting any go through.
Yeah, I do want to say that nobody as of yet has taken up me on my offer, as Fira does get the goal here for Miami to start things off. So feeling comfortable in the Fennec after the card change.
Yeah, I think Fira was using an Octane in the first game. Either an Octane or a Dominus. I'm not 100% sure. Miami, Ohio. Miami, Ohio is going to start things off really good. And Fira putting the Finnick to good work. Miami almost has a second. They have the layup nearly. Risky will score off of a Wamble setup. Can't ask for much easier than that.
Yeah, nice little give and go there. They gave it to Rune, who gave it up and just go into the back of the net type situation there. So Illinois College facing that 2-0 deficit here off the restart. We saw this in the last series, I believe, where those restarts were killer for one team and absolute dynamite for the other as Owambles puts it 3-0.
3 in a row, like we have said. Dangerous lead. 2-0, the most dangerous. 3-0, very obviously the second most dangerous. And Illinois College is now in shambles. Don't worry, JT. I'll get you your royalties.
I don't know. I thought that 1-0 would be the second most dangerous lead. I think that we need to have some statistics. I think you lose a 1-0 lead more than a 3-0 lead. Nevertheless, though. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I agree. That was an approving yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But nevertheless, it is a 3-0 lead, and Illinois College has some work to make up right now. So they feel like maybe it needs some extra credit here. No matter what, they need a goal, and that's not going to help as Wambles has a brace, and it's 4-0.
I think that's Wamble's second of the game so far as well. And a little bitty bump from Fira as well. Wasn't a huge one clearing out the goal, but it was enough to get Illinois College off their groove. If they don't get that bump, there's likely a save coming out, so good eye from Fira to catch it.
Yeah, but now you're seeing some disarray here on the back line. You saw two people going for that save, and Firazinho with the clear direction to say, hey, you got some miscommunication? I'm going to punish you for it.
Punch, punch, punch. Miami, Ohio is punching. Illinois College is not knowing what to do.
They're not punching.
They're trying to put their hands up, but it's not working. It is not working. Miami, Ohio is punching, as well as, like you said, punishing Illinois College for every mistake they make.
Listen, if you want to learn how to put your hands up, I can guarantee you there are several songs that will teach you.
I mean, yeah, I can think of like 3 of them that say "Put your hands up." One
right.
by Miley, Imagine Dragons. There's a lot.
Hey, it's a good lyric. It gets people moving.
It really is.
Illinois College, they need to get moving, though. You know, they need to find something to get back in this game here. There's over half the game still to play, so an opportunity. If they can score 5 in the first half of the game, you can score 5 in the other half of the game. You just got to start scoring them. That's the only thing for Illinois College, is that this defense from Miami has really stepped up this series.
Risky wins a 50. 50 like it didn't even matter. Fira Senyo gets it yet again with their third of the game. Fira with the hat trick, and Risky, you can't get a better pass and play than that, JT. We can talk about the flip resets all day long, the musty flicks, the doomsy dishes, but what about your simple pass and plays? They're so effective, and they're so good.
Yeah, what can we say except, hats off to Fira. Again, the hat trick to extend the lead here for their team. It feels a bit unsurmountable at this point of the game. However, again, you just need to score 1, and then that can cause that momentum shift. We talk about it. Momentum, it's one of those intangible things that's such a very real thing that can absolutely turn fortunes on their head.
Gotta get back at the scoreboard at the moment. 6-0. Illinois College has yet to score. It is a big goose egg on the table, and that simply needs to change as soon as possible. If they want to stay in this game too and not have to summon the mighty Morb, then goal needs to happen now. How Miami, Ohio's looking, I don't think it's going to happen. And speaking of, it's going to be another goal for Miami, Ohio with a 7-goal lead.
Yeah, this is a really clean hit there by Owambles. Able to tuck it into that bottom corner of the net as far away from your opponents as possible there. Really solid placement on that goal. What more can you say about it? Just, it's a team on form, and they're singing a song, and it is music to their ears.
One more time, Miami, Ohio bounces it up, down, almost in yet again. This time looks a little bit better, but Viper's closer to it, able to make that save. Just 1 minute to go, Illinois College. Got to think at this point they have switched from the mindset of try to win this game to try to learn as much possible. Maybe get that momentum to go into game 3.
Oh, man. Viper had the boost there, but just didn't have the angle on that shot attempt there. I thought there was something coming for sure. Instead, it goes back the other way and is up for GG Runner with a little mishandle of the ball that time. It's stalled out at midfield, and now it is back in control for Miami as they set up another attacking run here. Looks like they're trying to turn this into a Kessel run as they go at it faster than anybody.
Pass it up. Miami has one more finish. Illinois just trying to keep their energy for the rest of this series. Try to win this out. And JT, it's very difficult to come back from losing a game in a shutout. Jay, how could you imagine coming off of a shutout when the scoreline 7-0?
Ooh, could be 7-1.
Maybe.
It could, maybe. Hey, rule 0. Keep the ball up.
Yeah, Fira has one more. Maybe the touch. Runner's going to bump it down. It's still somehow up the corner. Very misleading. Almost an 8-0 game, but Miami will have to settle with 7. You greedy sons of guns.
They're going to have to settle for 7.
2 games in a row, right? 2 games in a row for Miami. This one comes a little bit easier. And Illinois College, we thought this was going to be an incredibly close game. After 2, we got a surprise.
Listen, there's always opportunity to come back into a game like this, and, Illinois College is not a team that is wholly undisciplined, right? They're a team that can play real smart, and they play themselves into a third-place position on the land there. So this is a team that we know has talent in their ranks. They just have to put it all together at times, and you looked at it on the back end, that defense, it got sloppy in this series here, and they need to tighten that up. I want to see crisp, tight rotations, clear call-outs from them here. I want to see them, not double committing on almost every single, ball that comes in as a center there. They have to, if they can do that, And I think they have a chance to still be in this matchup because right now it is all one-way traffic, and that one-way traffic is headed to Miami of Ohio.
Gonna get you involved one more time, chat. If you think Miami, Ohio takes this in 3 with a sweep, type in Broom. If you think Illinois College has the reverse sweep in mind, try to summon the Morb. That is MOORB. At the moment, only word we are spelling is goal. That one's GOAL. And Firasinho gets it started.
Yeah, Firasinho there trying to rev up that broomstick there as they're trying to make that sweep complete. And getting off that early goal there, that's certainly one way to start it. But come back the other way. Here comes Illinois College breathing life into game number 3. They know their necks are on the line right now if they want to keep a above 500 record in league play. Now, having to go back on defense though, because Miami, real quick to that ball, able to respond to that attacking presence there, and now they just dump it back in, give up that possession. So Illinois College not really comfortable playing with possession right now. Meanwhile, Miami comfortable playing no matter what.
What an impressive angle on the shot as well. This is so difficult to do, especially when that ball is coming at you as fast as it was. It's one thing to do it when the ball is standing still. It's still pretty difficult, but it's an entirely another thing when there's a pass with a teammate behind it. Crazy mechanics seen from Miami, Ohio, the entire series so far.
You know, maybe it's I'm getting a vision here. I'm feeling like maybe Miami did not appreciate standing on the second step of the podium at the end of the day this weekend. You know, maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe they felt like they were the best team at the LAN, and now they are just out for blood no matter who their opponent is.
Use that as fire. Use that as the flame inside your mind. Use whatever you need to do. Make up an enemy if that helps you. Miami University of Ohio might just be doing that, JT. There is so many tactics that teams and players and competitors use to fire themselves up, no matter how weird or how unfamiliar it might be. GG Runner, seems like they might be using their tactic as well, because we have not seen Illinois score in quite a while, and there we see it.
Yeah, and that was a nice glancing, deflecting blow into the back of the net there. The defender not able to make the save. So now Illinois College back in this one here. Cut the lead in half. There's an opportunity, 3 minutes, 4 seconds. Illinois College, hey, never say never, because here they come with another shot. Rune missed there only because of that great, brilliant save by Fira.
The brilliant save from Fira strikes yet again, and I am also trademarking that. Halfway point is almost here for Miami, Ohio. Still in the lead, almost doubles up on it with a huge slam dunk, but Illinois College defense seeming to be a little bit more disciplined this time around. Big step up from game 2.
Honestly, I think maybe we should trademark that and then try to sell it to somebody like Kingsford Charcoal, because could you imagine them just using that slogan, "Be Brilliant this summer," as they're grilling patties? I mean, that would be perfect for them. Nevertheless, we are still working to see who will come out on top here in game number 3. Miami, a nice little dribble here by Owam, and look for the shot. Oh, save the goal line, but no! He backs it up into the back of the net.
There's no chance you save this one. This is insane. Hardly any boost, and the backflip to end it off. The style point is crazy. Insurance goal secured. 2 minutes to go. T-minus 120 seconds for Miami University of Ohio to advance even further along. One more shot for Fira, and they get a third. Said this earlier, they get the whole bundle on this insurance.
Yeah, the full bundle on insurance there. It actually saves you money. But regardless here, the 4-1, it is a rout going on here for Miami. They are absolutely on top of their game tonight, this Wednesday night here, and they are trying to end off with some fireworks. Maybe they just have, like, one thing we haven't considered, maybe they have a really hard homework load right now, and so they just need to get these games over with as quickly as possible, and that's why they're trying to play lights out.
Possible. We don't know too much about the homeworks and the classes, but that is, of course, a big possibility. Shot and saved away from Miami, Ohio. They've got one more time from Viper, but Fira watches it and clears it out, securing the ball for just a little bit longer. JT, we got to talk about that clock coming up yet again. It's starting to run thin, and Illinois College is not making up any ground.
Yep, 60 seconds remaining here, and here comes Miami again, dropping it in. Risky looking for Owam, and Owam makes it 5-1.
5-1. 4-goal lead. I was about to say a 5-goal lead, but then I remembered numbers don't work like that. With 54 seconds left to play, you need a goal a little bit less than once every 15 seconds. So it's possible yet again, but you have to factor in the realistics.
Yeah, I saw that nice little stutter step there from Risky, just letting the opponent get in front of him and just blow right past him there. Love it when they do that, but that demo broke it up here. Now Fira gets a shot attempt there, but a bit of a weak one there. Really, they're just stalling out time as GG Runner still has some fight left. Rune looking to combine with him here. He's got the goal, GG Runner, but they need a lot more, and there's so little time to do it with. GG Runner getting demoed that time as they try to clear it out of their own half of the field, folks. I think statistically at this point, there is not enough time for Illinois College to come back. Therefore, it is going to be game, set, match. In a sweep, Miami of Ohio continues to get this victory.
Continues their streak of domination. MEC, watch out. They might not have won in Deerfield, but they are here striking fear in the eyes of everyone on the Sticks on server. As they advance, they stay undefeated.
Absolutely, and that was a really fantastic job by them. You know, they knew they had to come in here. They had a job to do here, and they're able to take care of that, and that was fantastic. So that, again, they move up to 3-0 on the season here. Meanwhile, for Illinois College, they dropped down to 1-2, which I think isn't, you know, like, that's middle of the pack right now for this league, and it's going to expand. Obviously, they're going to be playing again tomorrow night. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This channel, maybe stick around here, because, you know, there's a lot to, you know, look forward to, and that's just part of the league as it goes on. You know, there's a big scope to look at, right?
Really is a huge scope to look at, as of course it's not just how well you can hit the ball, how well you can pass the ball, how well you can communicate with your teams. There's a whole scope of the gameplay, the call outs, when you're calling them out. There's a lot that goes into playing a game of Rocket League, and especially playing a Rocket League game well. Same goes for esports events and running esports event well. We would know quite a bit about it. There's a lot that goes into running an esports event like the MEC Clash, like we saw last week, or the MEC Championship that's coming up later on in the year. One of the most important aspects is setting the scope of your event, like setting goals, as well as balancing profit with expectations. And if you want to learn more about the scope of an esports event, you can type in !top 5 in the chat and check out our article, What It Takes, Top 5 Things Powering Esports Events. Make sure to check that out. It is 100% a good read. And we got one more interview for tonight before we send us off the air. So make sure you stick around for the interview, and that'll be it. We'll be right back.
And welcome back, folks. We have with us none other than the risky business of the Miami of Ohio team, alongside JT Displays Tucker here for the MEC. Risky, congratulations on the win. How y'all feeling?
We're feeling pretty good. I mean, after the, probably upwards of 16 best of fives we played this weekend, I think we took a much needed break, like the earlier part of this week, and we're definitely came back ready to play today, so can't be mad.
Risky, we could absolutely tell. Of course, this past weekend was a brutal one, as you actually had a face-off against Illinois College a couple of times, including in the lower bracket finals, and it ended in a very similar way. Was there any strategies that you used during that LAN match that you used today as well, or did something change?
I think during the whole event, OM did get interviewed saying that we don't have a specific plan, which is not necessarily wrong. We pretty much just play our game, and it seems to work. So we'll keep doing what works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely. And you guys certainly came in here and played like your hair was on fire. Was that in part due to like some motivation on not getting that top spot this past weekend here? Or is it you just guys finally getting that rest after such a long, arduous journey?
I definitely think, both things kind of had to do with it a little bit. We definitely got our energy back, and, we were ready to play and come out firing. But I think if we were to have a plan, it would be to come out setting the tone early, and I think we did just that. So,
Risky, your team, Miami, as well as Ohio Northern, are the two last undefeated teams in the conference at the moment. And how does that make you feel? Do you think that gives you a target on your back, or do you think that just makes teams a little bit more intimidated?
I think we saw the true Cleveland State this past weekend. I think I will say, considering they did beat us 4 times in a row over the weekend, that our first game against them may or may not have been a fluke. So we're still looking for them, obviously. And ONU, besides the one game 5, we haven't really had much trouble with them. We seem to figure them out pretty quickly. So we're pretty happy where we're at in the standings right now. And we're just taking it game by game, and that's all we can really do.
Taking it game by game. That's a great way to kind of move forward and make sure that you've got a clean slate any opponent you're facing. Well, Risky, once again, thank you for joining us. Best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
That's all we have for you tonight here at the MEC for Rocket League. But fret not, we are going to be back with more Rocket League. JT, tell them where they can find that and when they can find it.
Absolutely. We will have the night off tomorrow, but that doesn't mean that you should, all right? We expect you guys to be back right in here on this channel tomorrow night. Same place, same channel, except a couple brand new faces there. We'll have Kendo and Cabinet Soka back in the caster booth there for you. Unless anything happens to either one of them. That's not a guarantee. That's just a stinger, a promise. And if I'm wrong, then call me a liar next chat, all right? But be here next chat either ways, because we'll be back again on Wednesdays. But until then, for Tucker and for our producer, Hypertension, I've been JT Displays. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight, and we will see y'all next time. Until then.